matchups before, it looked really bad for him, but ever since the introduction of this like newer build where you go for Armlet Radiance or just straight up Radiance and then you pick up Aghanim Scepter early on, makes things a lot more easier for Lifestealer to play into.
So one of the things the panel talked about early when they had just picked the Magnus on the side of IG is IG kind of have these tendencies to pick JT Magnus and not much more to jump in. They do have a Lion, so it's not just him in terms of initiation, but is it enough for this team to really have that kind of initiation, and or is it more Nouns favored in terms of going for the jumps?
Nouns, they have these repositioning tools. You have Tossback, you have Spearback as well, and they have double circle, so a lot of team fight coming out from them. Fly.
Little disruption action. They'll try to get Monet, but Rage level 1. So Monet will get away. They you know, the panel also talked about the fact that this IG's team is struggling a little bit. I almost want to say this is the more well-refined Elephant roster, but the results are kind of similar to what we saw from Elephant back in the day.
Yeah, a lot of star players on the team, but we still haven't seen them play really well. I think during SL1 Birmingham, that was their best result overall, the way they played. Their drafts can look sometimes wonky, I would say, where you're like, oh, these guys are making things very difficult for themselves. And looking at the lanes right now, nothing to say against Copy in the mid lane. Templar Assassin should not have a problem in that one. Definitely didn't expect them to pick Templar Assassin as their last pick. I was looking more of a like backline jump potentially that comes out, but this is also a good TA game in terms of like what she wants to achieve for the mid lane, pick up that shard early on, great against Zeus, great against Shadow Demon, so you can try to go and grab some of these solo kills, maybe with the backup of one of the supports.
Is this just the TA Dragonlance Blink, or are you going to see the Deso get shifted before the Blink Dagger?
I like Dragonlance Blink into Shard and then go for either Deso, or you pick up MKB, Crystallis, whatever it's necessary. Because I don't think they're going to lack tower damage. You have Empower, you have Lifestealer as well, so we see different TA players building different items, but yeah, I want to see Shard ASAP on the TA.
Shard is definitely S tier and has been. Let me take a look over towards top with Lelis and Gunner here. Definitely opportunity to get kills if they've got like an Avalanche Toss Spear combo.
Yeah, level 1 is slightly better considering that Lifestealer needed to start with Rage to get out of trouble, so at least that's something. But once he starts to put more points in Ghoul Frenzy, the best ability in the game, then things are gonna get much more difficult playing into two melee heroes. Xnoa will try to D-ward that one, and Lelis plants another one. My favorite thing to do, D-ward with Tiny.
Just D-ward, get the sentry back over there, block that camp once again, and you know, we'll see if who's gonna come over towards mid. Maybe not for these 2-minute water runes, but something a little bit later. We've seen a lot of that, especially, it was definitely a trend in China for the longest time when 6 minutes would come and it would be a 5-on-5 party mid. But we'll see how much of that we see now, and you know, nothing to say. For the longest time, felt like top 5, top 3 mid laner.
Yeah,
in the
definitely
world.
fallen off. I would say a lot of like, because the team that he played for also didn't do too well, like the iterations of LGD, and also, you know, the new team G2.iG. Still need to make a big result. And no first blood yet. Top lane for G2.iG, they don't have that much kill threat. They have a lot of slow coming out from Enchantress and Lifestealer, but that's about it. I feel like Nouns should not die in this lane unless they try to play aggressive and maybe get a return kill. Bottom lane is the one where action is going to happen. If there's nothing going to happen for the first 5-6 minutes, then you'll see Copy being level 6 on Zeus, and then maybe they can get a kill on both side lanes.
Yeah, definitely possible. No Nature's Attendance yet for Enchantress, but nothing to say. Deep on this tower, looking to put some damage in on the Copy. But the refractions wear out and starts to take some tower shots there. Pretty even in terms of CS, but you can see the damage that Nothing to Say is putting onto Copy and making him have to play pretty carefully in terms of positioning. as he'll walk all the way down to get this bounty rune and get some sips onto that bottle, because without them, he is just in a whole lot of trouble. And it will hit that 4-minute mark, so there will be more water runes, but this bottom one is going to be picked up by Nothing to Say.
And no one's making a move, so Nothing to Say. After clearing this wave, he can go for the second water rune, copy. Ooh, that's a bit of a risky move, already using his Heavenly Jump. Will not get that water rune.
Yeah, Heavenly jumping into the lane feels pretty risky.
And look at what he's doing, dragging the creep wave, knows that this is the only way he can get pretty much all the creeps running a bit low on mana, doesn't have that water rune, and Nothing to Say, playing super aggressive on him. We've seen these type of moves where you play very aggressive when you're playing higher, playing between tier 1 and tier 2 tower in the top lane, especially if you have a hero that can dive, something that can soak up the tower damage.
Yeah, we've seen it with Timbers going over behind that tier 1 tower, so we'll see if Nothing to Say wants to maybe make an aggressive move for himself. So right now, pretty calm. I think we saw this in the last Nouns series, just late First Blood. Get 5 minutes into the game, no First Blood just yet. Things staying calm. It's not exactly easy to get kills in these side lanes, and like you said, it'll come when Zeus does hit that level 6. He's level 5 at the moment, but Nothing to Say is putting a lot of pressure on this mid lane, so it's not 6 just yet. Not that extra Thunder God's Wrath damage, and Enchantress, by the way, did go 1-2, so no Nature's Attendance up there if they do want to make a move by Nouns and use that Thunder God's Wrath when the copy does in fact hit 6. But there's Nothing to Say, he hit 6, so he's got those traps available. And X-Nova going bottom with a Centaur. See what move he can make as
This is a sentry down, knows that there is no observer wards. Let's see if Baboka can find an opening. Even puts down an obs to see Yuma, who is being left alone right now. 3v1, not fair, guys.
They've got the Skewer, they'll have the Centaur, they'll go after Yuma, and this should be First Blood. Boundless Strike not going to be enough, and X-Nova, incoming bottom, gets that First Blood.
Ooh, that was a really nice read from G2.iG, because they knew that they're going to try to help out Copy in the mid lane. Both supports made a rotation, which made this bottom lane very vulnerable. And also in the top lane, you have Lifestealer, who's playing into 2 melee heroes. There's no way you're going to kill this guy. He's way too tanky, having 1000 HP, phase boots.
Blood Grenade was used mid. They tossed him under the tower, but Nothing to Say, still half health. They do have level 6 for Copy, but just couldn't get NTS down low enough into a vulnerable position. Blood Grenade even thrown out at Bobica. They're trying to get a trade. They go to the Thunder God's Wrath. They get the kill to fly as they trade Bobica with that Thunder God's Wrath. X-Nova's here. Avalanche from Lelis. Toss into the air. So now JT needs to start to run away from Yuma, but the enchant onto Yuma will slow him down. He's also got that Centaur for the stomp and stun. And JT is more than fine.
First usage of the Zeus ulti. Copy gets the kill. Some extra gold going his way. But this Monkey King is going to be vulnerable. All 3 cores pretty much from IG in top 3. Zeus with that kill is now in the 2nd place. But yeah, things are looking good. In terms of stacks, they are making some. You have good heroes to clear the stacks with, especially in the triangle, having Templar Assassin early on to clear some of those, and also having Magnus Bobica making a move.
Yeah, Earthspike, Hex, Disruption, that's going to be on a Nothing to Say, but they have that net, and they will get this kill. It'll go to Nothing to Say after that Impetus shot does a lot of damage.
Ooh, another trap on Kopi. Kopi
Very careful.
Heavenly Jump available. Should be okay, but if he gets stunned.
There's a Hill Troll coming behind him with X-Nova. Like, he's not exactly just safe. And he's got Heavenly Jump. He'll try to get to the high ground. But they know where he's going, so they're going to keep up with him and try and get this. But the Hill Troll, Earthspike from the high ground. They'll have a net if need be, but Nothing to Say has the damage, and they get the kill to Copy and they take out that Zeus.
I think you should be able to jump over the trap. If you see a trap, you're like, oh, I'm too high.
So, like, the trap has a vertical limit.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. If you jump over a bear trap,
lane,
you'd be fine. Yeah, they're going for Nothing to Say.
Yes, in a bit of a trouble. Does have a trap. Yuma making a move.
Yeah, Yuma wants to be here, and they're going to go and look to get the kill, but even with the refraction, Yuma gets credit for killing off Nothing to Say. I mean, that is a lot to come mid and punish nothing to say, and it leaves JT wide open in his lane. He's pushing the tier 1 tower. He's happy with everything he's getting down bottom.
Lanes are falling apart
and 8.
for Nouns. They need to make all these moves, all these TP rotations, so they can play the lanes. Yuma
Into the
play very aggressive.
Got the skewer, RP. No level 6 for Bobica, so they don't have the burst damage in the finger, but Avalanche stops him for a second. Balance strike, not going to matter. Yuma still ends up dead with Xnova helping out. This OBS is giving them the vision and information, and with 3 heroes here, they should be able to get 2, but the disruption, Lelis into the trees. Burst spike, oh, just off to the right, so Lelis will survive, as Fly does end up saving his ally with that disruption.
Oh, they were the ones who tried to make an aggressive move, but Xnoa again bringing the numbers. 2k gold lead for G2.iG, and things are looking really good for them. They're being very active. I think Lelis needs to be the one making all these moves every single time Zeus ulti is off cooldown. He needs to play with another hero that is not Zeus and try to grab a kill in the side lane. We haven't seen much from Gunnar yet. He is level 6. Arena at the ready if necessary. Still holding a point. Lifestealer, however, yeah, is not the easiest hero to kill in the game, so they don't have that like instant stun. They might need to surprise him with Spear into the arena, into Tiny, plus Boundless Strike Zeus ulti. Otherwise, I don't see Monet dying. He's also going for Armlet, so that's going to be some extra HP coming his way.
Should have that soon. And on him again. Yuma, he'll try to help. Boundless Strike, Disruption, and they are bringing down another, but the skewer away from the TP is the right move, as they're going to go to the Primal Spring. Yuma as well as Gunnar trying to make something happen, but this Warpine Raider that's controlled by Xnova slows them down. So the Warpine Raider with his Seed Shot, a little bit different than Acorn Shot, but still pretty much
it almost looks the same. These two abilities almost doing the same thing, and
well, technically an Acorn is a seed.
You're right. Wow.
Well, you
no. You watched a lot of National Geographic when you were younger.
No, I just say one smart thing and you're like shocked.
The smartest thing I heard whole day, B-Cup. Not from you, but in general.
Whole day, wow,
yeah,
okay.
And I was hanging out with our panel members. So. It's still early in the day, but yeah.
A lot of time.
JT, Blink Dagger, about to be completed after finishing off this tower. Nothing to say, Dragon Lance into Blink Dagger. They're going to have 3 Blink Daggers plus Lifestealer Infest, so they could technically jump you with 4 heroes. And they're trying to make a move onto Monet, but a bit of a difficult kill to get.
So Monet, that was Radiance queued up, as he's got that armlet. Zeus, almost at his first item of the phylactery. Do you know what a phylactery is?
No, I'm listening.
It's a full factory. I had no answer. I was really hoping you knew, actually. Smoke up by IG, Blink, skewer with the shockwave right to the rest of the team, and there's an easy kill for the side of IG.
They can try to backstab. They have Observer Ward in the top lane. Gunnar needs to be careful, and he is aware of this rotation. But they're going to steal their stacks. This is pretty massive. JT getting a lot of gold from that one.
He is very farmed, so is the rest of the team.
Can we see the number of stacks that the teams did? Because I feel like IG, they've been stacking in a triangle for a few times. Only 2 of them, but now they managed to steal multiple stacks, so
they probably
a lot of value has been lost. Tiny would definitely love to get some of that XP, some of that extra gold.
Yeah.
So his Blink Dagger is not going to be there. 13 minutes in, sitting at only 400 gold. At least he has a good neutral item. This is the best neutral item for Tiny. Trusty Shovel, you're digging out gold, you're digging out the mana, exactly what Tiny needs. JT, ready to jump in.
Yeah, they probably stole about 5 of the 8 of those stacks that were made by Nouns, if not more. JT just gonna casually walk under this tier 2 tower. You're with Bobica, who now level 7 has that finger available, so they do have that burst damage available to the side of IG. Nothing to say, he's gonna go forward. Look over at Gunnar, and really no response coming in from Nouns. Gunners just has to really watch as they walk away from him, put some damage on the tier 2 tower. Yuma and Copy just aren't ready to fight.
No, definitely not. You want to have that one big item on Monkey King. This is the hero that gets involved early on. Also because of the lanes. Seems like G2.iG are going to stick around, steal the enemy XP rune. Boboka already TP'd on a different side of the map, but Nouns. See what they're going to be able to do.
Gonna toss back, Refraction's gonna be gone, trying to put the damage on the fly, but they've got this arena, nothing to say, is very dead. Catching Boboka leaving, meaning they didn't have that extra stun and hex with the burst damage available in his kit. And it's a good kill by Nouns. The timing ends up going really well for them, and something they really needed there.
Desperately needed that kill. Committing with Zeus ulti to scout things out, so they can get a jump. Gunner will need to farm his Blink Dagger, and then they can start to play slightly more aggressive, because Tiny is nowhere near his Blink Dagger, and you need somebody to start the fight.
JT jumped in, but now the RP on a 2. Only has X-Nova to get some help, but is the damage there with the skewer back towards the tower, where nothing to say TP's in after respawning, and down goes Yuma and Lillis.
Not sure what the plan was. You're going on Magnus, who has 1800 HP with the bubble. A lot of armor on top of him, and they also have a tier 1 tower, so they could have easily TP to it, and
they did.
And that's exactly what they did. You're also initiating with only 2 heroes, no Zeus ulti to back you up.
So Fly, he can try and defend this tier 2 tower, but not the easiest of moves. Tubanob's watching over this triangle. As IG up about 7,000 net worth, they just have the confidence to be, again, across the river. We see this from a lot of teams, just trying to squeeze the map out from who they're beating. And right now, it's Nouns who are really getting choked out on their side. And we've seen it before where it forces you into odd positions on the other side of the map to try and farm. But with IG being top, it really cuts that off, right? Like, you can't walk up to the top end of the dire side of the map.
Yeah, they lost this tier 1 tower to the top lane. That means that they have, and also the mid tower, so they have a full entry to the enemy triangle. Blink Dagger at the ready for Gunner, but let's see, are there any smokes? There are 2 smokes on Lillis right now sitting underneath the observer ward, so yeah, things are looking really rough for Nouns. Next set of items when it comes out, Monet's about to finish off his Radiance in the next minute or so. Temporal Assassin with the Blink Dagger plus Shard. You have 2 Blink Daggers, 2 Initiators.
So JT going Ags next. Almost at that Radiance, so like you said, the timings are soon. God, X-Nova's level 9. Amplify damage. You could just go for this. Yeah. I mean, with the help of the finger, you certainly have the damage, but I think X-Nova threw 1 impetus and was like, I think I have the damage to kill him by myself. Granted, it wasn't, but it's that kind of confidence.
They can't even kill this Enchantress. They see it.
Oh, JT? Good arena. Preemptive move there by Nouns. RP going to be used as nothing to say. He's going to try and put in the damage. They've got the skewer away from the team, and that'll keep JT alive. And out of the Wukong's
onto
that
nothing.
is on, yeah, nothing. Infest to heal up JT a little bit. Monet pops out immediately, and they get that kill on a Gunner after moving the fight away from Yuma.
I don't see how Nouns are going to be taking these fights. Right now, they are having so many problems that they need to fix. All 3 cores from IG, 93% already.
Sheesh.
I would give them generous 15. We've seen this observer ward yesterday quite a lot of times where you plant that because you know somebody's going to be standing there, and this provides them with full vision.
Yeah.
It's the jump.
Such a good ward. They'll get this kill on the fly. It's a ward that gets you if anybody's TPing to defend that tier 2, if anybody's standing there, and if you're away from that part of the map, when you know you have a lead like this, in spots in those camps that they need to farm. I love it.
Sees everything. Sees tower, behind tower. If Carry is farming there, it's a bit of a new tech ward, I would say. Usually it has been placed more like closer to the Watcher spot.
Avalanche lasts a little bit longer, but Gunner thinking if he can help Lois, he can't.
He's never going to get Blink Dagger at this point. At least he found the Philosopher's Stone, so that's good.
Yeah, I got through that entire Full Metal Alchemist saga to get that Philosopher's Stone, and well, hopefully it pays off. Sometimes you get gold, sometimes you can take the soul out of an armor suit and put it back into a body. This is all anime references.
Yeah.
No,
I know. I heard that one's good, but haven't watched it because I don't watch anime.
Yeah.
No, I watched some. Castlevania was good. Dota was good. Season 1, Season 2.
Well, if you just watch Full Metal Alchemist, you'll, I think, like about episode 5.
If it has like 1,000+ episodes,
No,
I'm not committing.
It's a pretty short series. But by episode 5, maybe you'll cry. You'll be like, how could they do that? You'll say to yourself, Edward, and you'll be sad. Just like I've made everybody who's watched that show before sad with just saying it. Thundergod's Wrath, Avalanche Arena, JT in some trouble.
RP.
Tossed up into the air, and he is dead, even with the 1900 health he's got.
And no one around him. Nice kill for Nouns. They wanted to get something out. This was Roche from G2.iG, managed by Jack Chen. And he should be pretty happy about the team's performance right now, because everything is looking very crisp. Lillis. Was he the one? Yeah, he was the one who got the kill. So extra 400 gold in his pockets, trying to stack with Tiny.
He's getting close to
He's getting close.
Kill, but the second we start talking about his Blink Dagger, we start jinxing him a little bit. That impetus shot almost enough. Actually, Yuma going to be able to get on top of Bobica. They've got the help from Copy to get the kill there onto this Lion. They'll take the Aegis. They'll go to the Wukong's command. X-Nova going to try and put some damage onto Yuma, but now they've surrounded Nothing to Say. Right-click Zane Lillis with the toss. They'll take out Nothing to Say another time, and Copy's got a lot of gold. They'll even jump further for X-Nova, but maybe this is a little bit too far of a move. They've got the Horde toss into the skewer. They get Yuma away from the team. They take out the Monkey King. They look, though, to continue the pressure on.
The bottom lane.
Avalanche. RP going to hold it because JT's going to die. X-Nova now going to try and fight back and run at the same time, but triple kill for Copy. Disruption with the Nature's Attendants. Bobica back in the fight. There's the Earth Spike as well as the Mana Drain trying to take it out of him, but Lillis with an Avalanche that lands out of 2. It's an ultra kill for Copy, trying to get himself a Rampage. He's got the phylactery. He'll get the Rampage. It is 5 heroes that end up dying. It's Bobica twice there.
21 minutes Rampage, and he's getting the tips from his team. Well deserved it. Now Manta style. I think I jinxed him. I said that everything was looking good, and then they start to randomly feed on the map. Also, the big part of it, they still have a tier 1 tower in the top lane, but Monet had no TP available, and he was far away from the gates. I guess he also didn't expect his team to go on a feeding mission.
Yeah, that was quite the feeding mission. Crazy that they can give up a Rampage and still be up 5,000 net worth, though. That being said, Copy is now second in the net worth.
They have one of those feeding frenzies still left in the tank, and then things are going to be equal. 6k gold lead for G2.iG.
Yeah. I think JT wisely holding the RP, giving the opportunity of this. Not even needing the RP, though.
Things can change so quickly in Dota. Like, Tiny was sitting at 400 gold just a few minutes ago, and he was about to die, manages to survive, gets that extra armor from the tier 2 tower, and then he gets another like 3-4 round of spells, which allows them to get those kills and secure Rampage for Copy.
Yeah, the multiple avalanches coming in from Lillis really did help enable that Rampage.
And back to them farming up. 9k gold lead for G2.iG. The problem with what Nouns are doing, sure, you got like Rampage relatively early on, you got some good chunk of money, but you can't transfer that into anything. You can't transfer that into any objectives. All tier 3 towers, tier 1 towers are still standing.
They feel like tier 3 towers, though. Can't take them. They'll try, though, eventually. I think, though, Zeus getting this amount of farm injection is pretty big for them. Just Yuma and Gunnar really need to catch up a little bit. So a fight that goes on has to see them survive, which has been very tough. They showed how quickly they could kill Yuma just a moment ago with just the blink-in Horn Toss Skewer. They've got the vision. They've got the movement with the Blink Dagger from Bobica, mana draining Lillis, and the right clicks from Monet. That's exactly what they could have used before.
And another one.
There's the Horn Toss Skewer. Fly can disrupt, but he can't survive.
These are also fights pre-BKBs on G2.iG. They have 3 of those queued up. So there's only one ability that goes through debuff immunity, that's Shadow Demon ulti. Otherwise, if you don't want to take a fight inside Wukong's, inside Arena, you can easily walk away. For Lifestealer, when he gets a BKB, he has a pretty free reign in a team fight. Also with SNY, I don't think you're going to burst that guy. Monet so far having a perfect game in terms of his score. Didn't join the previous fight, which could make things a lot more difficult for Nouns, but let's see. Uh-oh. Gunner's in the spot. He's stuck there.
Yeah, there's nowhere for him to go. He'll spear, he'll attach that to a tree, but Gunner's pretty tanky, not tanky enough. So Xnova gets credit for that kill. He's level 13 on Xnova.
Super tanky. 2.2 KHP. Pupil's Gift, Strength Treads, Eternal Shroud. This hero doesn't die.
Yeah.
Most of the damage that they have is magical, except for some right clicks from Monkey, God's Rebuke, but yeah, not enough to bring down Enchantress from 100 to 0.
Certainly not. And has the gold for the shard. I believe holding it because they want to get this other Tormentor. They took the enemy's Tormentor, they took Nouns's, and theirs is still available. So I think holding that gold and hoping to get a shard of his own. Wisdom Rune bottled up, nothing to say. He'll work on that Tormentor while the side of Nouns start to move over. And Xnova does get that shard. Thunder God's Wrath is used. Copy gets some information, but
Ancient Thunderhide.
yeah, just running at you. You might want to be a little bit careful.
I feel like this creep should have a stun instead of slam, so you can stop the TPs with. I think we would bring back the Lifestealer. Remember back when people were building Radiance on Lifestealer and sitting inside the big black dragon?
So you want that back?
No. But
that sounded like you did, though. You're like, oh, I remember the time, I loved it, blah, blah, blah.
It was mostly jungle Lifestealers that did that.
Jungle heroes barely exist these days. I mean, I guess they do sort of exist. You're not like a... like, your role isn't jungler, but I feel like carries go back into the jungle. Hero. Is he?
Yeah, he lives in a jungle.
Yeah, yeah. You know, technically you're right.
But you can't jungle with Monkey King. Unless we bring Iron Talon back, then every hero can jungle. Really glad we got rid of that one.
I like that one. Bring back Poor Man's Shield, too. And Ring of Aquila. Or Aqua. Blink Avalanche.
From NTS.
Going to the BKB next. Lillis. Like you said, he had a lot of gold. He had 400 gold going into the Blink Dagger, then all of a sudden he was farmed up a bit. He's going into a Yule's. Here's BKB from Monet. JT and Bobica are smoked, so is Xnova now, because Bobica is the holder of said smoke. Just rubs it off on his allies, and now nothing to say in Xnova. Got a BKB flying out from Monet. Scan connects from Nouns. Lillis off to the side, blinks away, and gets out. They're looking. If they notice a tree on top of a tree, maybe they'll realize that they just don't grow like that.
Oh, he's farming. They scouted him.
And they see the courier. They've got the Hex. They'll have more than enough damage here to kill off Yuma.
Yeah, you must have a good read what's happening on the map when they're trying to scout things out. This observer ward that is placed near the enemy tier 3 tower bottom did scout out the courier, so they knew exactly where Monkey King is. That's a nice spot.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm not sure why it gives vision inside the base. The same one is like whenever you place it near those gates that you can only enter. I keep forgetting the name of those gates. One entry gates.
They don't have...
Yeah, you can't click on them.
Do they have a name?
Yeah. I'll check it.
The... Get off my lawn gates? Bill Gates?
Bill.
16,000 net worth lead here for IG. TA's got that BKB, and Roach is going to be up in 5 seconds. Vindicator's Axe is going to be selected for the Lifestealer. Defiant Shell is picked for JT. So these neutrals coming out. Shard going to be flown out for Monet as well after picking up that BKB. 9-second BKB ready to go. And Ags next for him. There was a while where that Ags was an earlier pickup, right? For Lifestealers?
Oh yeah, that's a really good one. That's why we mentioned it after the draft ended, that you can easily get inside of the Monkey King during Wukong's command, have a little bit of protection as well. Because this Lifestealer, I don't think he dies in this game. I think he ends with 0 deaths. Because you have Rage, BKB, Rage into Infest, or Rage Infest into BKB, another Rage into another Infest, because it goes down to 20 seconds. Let's see who picks up Aegis this time. I think they should give it to Monet. Both of them made a slot, but Monet is going to be the one sieging. And Templar Assassin can blink out of the trouble with Refraction. Always got to be careful sieging the high ground. Playing against Mars and also Tiny, so you can easily end up in tier 4 towers.
Or worse, the well. Tossed, then speared into the enemy well, or fountain, that would be rough. Yuma almost has his BKB. He's got the Gleipnir BKB combo almost at the ready.
They're called Defender's Gates.
Defender Gates, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, simple name. Couple of illusions. And by a couple, I mean 4. So they're just doing their thing, trying to stop Monet from getting the tier 3 tower, but he breaks the high ground, and he's happy to do so. JT's just sitting there, looking, waiting, wishing that somebody would step up, and it is Fly. They got him. And 1 shot, 2 shot, down goes the Shadow.
Lelis cutting the creep wave in the top lane. Mid lane is also pushed in. So they need to take out this tier 2 tower in the mid. Try to delay as much as they can, but when it comes down to the team fight, even though having these 2 circles, it's not going to help them out, because there are 3 BKBs available. Also, Lion has his with the shard, and I also noticed that X-Noah had a BKB in his quick buy at one point. Changed his mind for now. Doesn't have that much gold to work with, but with those BKBs up, if you get them off, they don't have enough damage. Maybe with Shadow Demon ulti inside Wukong's, that's your biggest opportunity. And we can see the BKB status, 3 9-second BKBs. Whew. This is something that Nouns do. They always go for the full backstab.
Yeah, they really love it.
When they're in a position where they can't take a fight, nothing to say. Has Cheese...
X-Nova. He's not easy to kill either, and there it is. Wukong's as well as the arena, but a BKB is used by both Yuma, nothing to say. So nobody really needs to be in this circle. Monet willing to step into it because he could just rage and fight. Gunner's BKB is going to run out. He doesn't have a TP, so he'll blink and continue to run, but with no TP.
And another one coming from Iboka. He's going to find him.
He's hiding his gem? Okay.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool play.
So he's just going to take their attention away. Get fingered. Spear lands. Still running. Needs one more right click. Could add a little Benny Hill music if you wanted to. Oh.
He's stuck there. Let's see if Bobo can find him second time.
Oh, yeah, he
moved.
For a second. There's the spear. Gunner's still trying to run. Meanwhile, Fly's been killed.
But they saved the gem. Gem is hidden. I don't think anyone's going to get there and find it.
Well, it needs to get there, but he is being surrounded.
Close to it.
Heroes.
Getting tempted by 1 gem. They can feel his presence. Couriers, they're not coming. I mean, that's gonna be the least of your concern. Right now, you have full squad of G2.iG attacking your
knocking on the
tower
door
with a 26k gold lead.
Yeah, no courier going on a saving mission. Yuma again from behind is looking, but if it goes like last fight, they just BKB and leave. Long time was spent on Gunner to get that kill, so it feels like the BKBs are probably just ready.
He's ready. Rest of the team needs to be there to back him up.
4 seconds remaining, and now everybody's alive on the side of Nouns. Boundless strike, arena, spear, connecting JT. He's low, but infested, saved there by Monet. They've got the RP afterwards, even the Wukongs as well as the arena. Can they get anybody on the side of IG to die? Finger used. Lelis Gunner gone. Skewer onto Yuma. GG is called. Nobody dies on IG in that last fight. And they will end up taking game number 1 over Nouns.
Yeah, this game was pretty difficult from start for Nouns. They did lose the lanes, and with these heroes, kind of hard to recover. Even though they did have Rampage 20 minutes into the game, it was still the last couple of months. His mid stocks has been on the rise. Should have bought them when they were low, because right now, Slardar, especially in China, like Chinese teams love to run this Slardar in the mid lane. Gives you a lot of stun, gives you a lot of levels. This hero becomes super tanky, very difficult to kill. At least this time around for Nouns, I feel like their game plan should be much easier to execute. Also, they have so much more tankiness in the front line. CK, not the easiest hero to kill, has a lot of sustain with his passive ability, Kunkka with the ship, and also Sunray behind them. So, yeah, they're going to need to munch through all this tankiness on Nouns, and a bit of a late smoke coming out from them.
So, can you explain to me what is technically the new tech, or is it just because it's in mid?
It's mid. It's been mostly used from the off lane. A lot of the times, like mostly Slardar has been picked, you know, as a counter to some like Lifestealer anti-mage. Then we've seen some a year and a half, 2 years ago, Slardar as a carry. I know that Ramses love to play that one from time to time, and now we see it from the mid lane because, you know what, he's sitting in the river. That's where Slardar wants to be.
Fish in water. Okay. I like that. Is it still a harpoon build for Slardar in a situation like this? What's like the mid Slardar build?
No, he's gonna pick up a Blink Dagger and, you know, most likely a BKB, Aghanim Scepter. Try lane for Nouns here, at least for now. They try to get a kill.
Have 3 heroes, just making sure X-Nova can't really put the damage in as they're blocking their own creeps. Monet doing the same. This is so odd to me. Just blocking the other team's creeps coming into the lane.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate that. Up against this Storm, I mean, early on, it really should... What, you have Slither Crush, you have Bash. Like, Storm isn't the tankiest of heroes, and I feel like you could do pretty well here if Copy ends up in a bit of a poor position.
Yeah, I also want to see if there's going to be pre-level 6 rotation from X-Noah. Monet, he can be left alone. Does have extra protection from the waveform. Doesn't care too much about Clockwork. Especially if he's off to a good start. Then the courier's going to be killed by Lilith. Panel talked about maybe Clockwork going to the safe lane. But it seems like they're going to keep things simple for now. Fly will be playing Phoenix in the top lane with Yuma.
JT had a really good game in game number 1, and this is that Magnus. Now he's here as the Brew. Another one of those JT classics. But I feel like JT's been around a long time. Everything feels like a classic to him in the offlane. Magnus more so than Brew, but we've seen some Brew games that you find 6 a little bit too slow, and all of a sudden you feel pretty ineffective, right? We've seen the Radiance come out slow from a Brewmaster, and it just, you don't feel like a hero at that point.
Yeah, definitely needs to hit the timings. Also, this might be the game where he picks up some casual Urn of Shadows if they want to go for kills. Bobuka will be playing Marcy, also another Chinese tech, I would say. We've seen Jinkyu, he loves to play the hero where he starts to scale, nothing to say. Dropping fairly low in this mid lane. Does have enough money to buy a bottle, but is not bringing it yet. Maybe thinking about bringing the healing salve on top of it.
Yeah, he's got a whole creep wave to farm up right now. He has a Fairy Fire if need be, trying to pull this creep wave away from where Copy can potentially do some damage. But Copy's going to pick up both the water runes as that's happening, as he's just farming the mid lane. So Copy controls the runes. Keep an eye on Slardar, see what he gets, and I believe it was a bottle coming out. Yeah, so it's a bottle and a stick is what he went to. And he's also buying another set of tangos.
Needs that extra regen because he did not refill his bottle. First couple of waves didn't go too much in his favor. And now JT farming underneath this tower. Bobuka dragging the creep wave. Not the easiest lane to play. Bobuka only level 1. Marcy early on doesn't provide you with much. If she's not paired up with some like super strong offlaner, which Brewmaster at early levels really isn't, you're not going to be able to kill the hero, so they need to manipulate the creep waves, maybe wait for level 2, level 3 on Brewmaster to try to make a play.
Brood 8-1. I don't want a CS there for JT. A little bit worrying, if you ask me. Torrent lands under Monet, who's on this Morphling. I feel like Torrent should become the Morphling. It's water, pushing water.
Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, we tried that with Brewmaster having some like fire damage and stuff, but yeah, we got rid of it. We're not Pokemon.
Could be that. I know one person in the green room would be happy if we became Pokemon. So 4 minutes in, another set of water runes, and this time with the Slither and Crush and the Bash, they're going to have control of that water rune. And they're going to try and get the kill here on a copy, as they've got another Slither and Crush. Nothing to say, gets first blood in doing so. So this really opens it up for him. He's level 5, and he finds himself 6. All of a sudden, you've got Corrosive Haze, you've got that minus armor, and I don't know if Storm's going to be comfortable sitting in the lane.
Yeah, I wanted to see a rotation maybe coming out from Enchantress. Xnoa is in the bottom lane, securing the lane for Monet, but JT has been left alone. Like, usually you don't leave Brewmaster alone, so they definitely didn't expect this one to happen, but killing Storm pre-level 6, and now with that one kill, they have maybe another attempt to try to get a kill on him. There it is, Bobuka making a move.
Uh-oh, Slither and Crush
he's dead again.
Disposed and copy back-to-back deaths. Oh dear, and this is gonna put nothing to say right on to level 6.
They copied the play, 2 of these heroes pairing up together and making another move, getting a kill on Storm. He's in a lot of trouble because he's level 4 right now. Slaughter will be level 6, but let's see if he can get a kill here. That's pretty big. Lelis.
Oh no. Getting away from the battery assault, not dying yet. And I say not dying yet, not dying at all.
So we'll get some region from Sidekick.
This is
as Tango up and running, tower protection, flag bearer creep, all these things, they do add up.
Oh boy. Ellis is 2 levels behind. Finally, Copy shows back up. He's about to be 2 levels behind because Slardar's closer. Actually, now he's level 5. But still, with no Ball Lightning and Corrosive Haze about to be available, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Bobuka come back over again.
Rune spawning in 10 seconds.
Both supports were edging towards mid.
Xnova making another move.
Yeah,
we've seen that one in the previous game.
Getting the kill into Yuma. All 3 kills for the side of IG have been on cores.
Perfect timing. They know, again, supports from Nouns are going to try to make a move, play around the Storm Spirit, because they already ruined him in the mid lane, so they need him to make some kind of a comeback. At least he has a good rune now. Shield rune might give him some extra protection. Copy will go into the jungle and try to farm up, but if they want to make a move on Storm, they could potentially dispel it with the enchant, which is on cooldown for another 15.
Copy spotted. Thunderclap doing some damage, and now the right click's coming in. Bobuka ready to rebound off that Hellbear Smasher. Pops the shield rune, has the electric vortex. There's the Corrosive Haze. They've got the dispose, and it's Control V, Control Z as they take out Copy. Lelis now in with the battery assault. They do get the kill on a Bobuka. They'll at least get one on the board. Sunray on a nothing to say, trying to burn him out. Getting low, but with that wand, he's able to have a little bit more health and survive. Nobody else coming over just yet. It's just Fly. They'll pass over a Tango, so again, nothing to say. Skirts out by the skin of his teeth.
They're going to refill his bottle. They're really playing around NTS so that he doesn't need to go back. And also threatening a kill on Yuma. Again, this rotation from Xnoa placed an observer one when they were backstabbing, so they can see him.
Yuma level 5, and he's pushed out of the lane for a moment, but just can't farm in this camp. Nothing to say, having a great time. He's level 7. It is rough life right now for the side of Nouns. Morphling is, in fact, level 6. Going first item Lincolns. So, what's that?
Another Chinese classic. Whenever they were playing Morph, they just love to have that item. I guess the only thing he's afraid of is Storm Pool, and also X Mark. These are the only two abilities that they can proc the Lincolns with. CK later on will get Orchid, so that's going to be extra protection. Bobica and No Man's Land.
Yeah, I mean, 4 heroes are here. It's not exactly a fair fight. As Copy finally gets a kill. So gets on the board. Monet going to have that open lane because Gunnar went over mid. They were more so looking for nothing to say, but he's fortunate enough for having that rune spawn top, and it was an invis rune, so there's no way to really keep eyes on him as they were dewarding on the side of IG as well. So put the pressure on the tier 1 tower over bottom. They'll glyph that up. Gunnar, though, you need to be careful. Xnova again back on this Enchantress. Maybe Morphling jumps in with some help. And it is 1-3-1 build, so...
Yeah, this is going to be a tower. There are no rotations coming from Nouns. And Gunnar, yeah, he's probably dead here. Doesn't get the boat off immediately. Nice spell casting.
Yeah, it's just unable to survive, even with the Ghost Ship. Once you have both supports here in Xnova as well as Bobica, it just feels impossible. And nothing to say, misses the Slithering Crush thanks to the Battery Assault popping off on those intervals. But Monet will get this tower. More gold for them, and he's top of the net worth. Compared to Yuma, it is 800 gold. Yuma's not exactly having a bad game, but Monet's just having a better game.
Yeah, and I don't think Morphling should be afraid of anything in this game. They need to rotate Storm, Kunkka, probably plus Clockwork to be able to get a kill on him, and he's getting closer and closer to that Lincoln Sphere. We'll have it at 13, 14 minutes into the game. Another move from Xnova. They're ready to backstab.
Cinderbrew, split, Fly disposed, Shockwave off the mark, but Fly, Icarus dive the other direction. They will have that stun from the Earth Panda and get the kill onto Fly.
That's another tower.
Yeah, it's just quickly opening up the map once again. And we've seen this before where IG, or, well, really teams in general, you get these early tier 1 towers and then you farm across the river. So, Copy coming over. You do have Yuma, and he's gonna ball lightning to the camp over here, knowing that there's no primal split. Full on mana, no real way to kind of hold him down at the moment.
G2.iG didn't finish off the tower, but it's down to 200 HP. Same goes for the mid tower, so these towers are gonna die easily, and already a 2k gold lead. Clockwork is level 6. I want to see them make a move. Lilith plus Copy, they need to play together and try to get a kill on something.
Blink Dagger available for nothing to say. So we have that initiation ready and ready and waiting to go. Slardar, 2 Radiant wins, 4 Dire wins, 6 for 8 so far.
Looks pretty good. Been really impressed by mid Slardar performances so far.
Nothing to say on Slardar.
He's like a better version of Tiny mid, because he provides you with the lockdown, Roche taking potential as well, blink initiation that you need. I mean, Tiny doesn't provide you with Roche taking, but yeah, he's doing better than Tiny, what was I about to say.
I get you. Hook shot in, that's on to JT, ball lightning all the way into the cogs. And pulling him out of the cogs, that might be a little bit of a problem as the Slithering Crush with the Blink Dagger comes through on a 3, but with the Electric Vortex, JT is
his chance.
tanky
maxed
brew.
out.
Oh boy, they are not even going to get this kill on a JT with nothing to say responding.
Whew. I don't know about this one. Pulling him away from Clockwork, but he also needs to get in and try to get some right clicks going, because Panda is a very difficult hero to kill. Brave Band, Bracer.
Yeah.
And Drunken Brawler maxed out. Missed chance.
Thought maybe without the split that could get that kill and slow down that Radiance build, but he is surviving and thriving. 3,000 net worth lead here for IG. Now, I've got a little riddle for you, or maybe it's a joke or some sort, but...
I love riddles.
I'll hold on to that for a second.
Always a glass, a clock, time, or water. These are the answers to most of the riddles.
Yeah, my riddle's not that smart, so... What would the name be if Nouns' mid played Spirit Breaker? Hold on, hook shot coming through, Sunray. Monet dead. That's a big kill. He was full Agi shift.
All right, I'm listening.
You can take a guess. What would be the name of the Nouns mid laner if you picked Spirit Breaker?
I don't know.
Capybara.
It's a good one. It's a good one. Took me a second. I'm like, what does Bara have to do with it? But yeah, Bara, the Spirit Breaker. Good one, B-Cup.
I got a life from production. I'm happy with that. That's fine. Fly Icarus dive away. He'll walk out safely. This is, I mean, the kill on a Monet is pretty huge.
Oh, I thought we were going to be talking about Capybara. Yeah.
I want to, but now I'm just feeling judged. Pavis finished off for the Clockwork. We'll have that physical damage protection.
Yeah, we did talk about the important stuff. Now the less important stuff, Monet did die. That one that still not going to slow him down by much. The most farm hero in the game. Lincoln Sphere is being delivered.
And that early Lincoln Sphere, that tech that you were talking about, and there it is. That's finished in full. Going Shard early for Phoenix. That is seemingly what Fly wants to build. He's got himself Tranquils, Windlace, going into that Shard. And this is something we've talked about time and time again. When you lose those early towers, you have to farm on the enemy side of the map, and that's what Copy is doing. Just trying to get anything out of it. And maybe they find themselves on a Boca, but it might be Monet who is in trouble, or should I say Gunner. They rebound in, go ship, wave form, and they'll get the kill on a Gunner, and this feels like the story is old as time for Nouns as Hookshot hits on Nothing to Say, though. Go to the Cinder Brew, they go to the Primal Split, they've got the Torrent on two, and they will look to get these kills and finish them off as they take out Nothing to Say, but they end up losing low as the Supernova pops. Monet now needs to kind of run. Sunray on him, Copy's low, no mana though. JT gets the kill to Copy, Yuma and Fly will be out of here. They lose 3 on the side of Nouns.
Ooh, that was so quick. This Morphling, you talked about the Water Boy making the water himself, turning into Kunkka, using a torrent onto 2. That was nicely done. Let's see if they can get X-Nova here. Yuma is ready to go.
They want to kill him, but he's healing. Not sure that's going to be enough. Especially with that big hit coming in from Yuma. They're getting some out of this, but the problem is they're losing Gunner and Copy too often. And that's really...
Gunner is not having a game. He's having a really bad series so far. In the previous game was not able to do much. Also, going for Aghanim Scepter first, it always kind of feels bad on Kunkka, especially if you're playing from behind, because you need to save 4,000 gold. Ogre Axe gives you a little bit of damage, point booster, some HP mana, and then you need to farm another 2 components, so you'll feel like you're not contributing much until you get that Aghanim Scepter.
Vortex Ray. Good cogs to push as well. Bobica will die. I mean, these are the things that look good from Nouns, right? Like, they have had some clean kills like this.
Yeah, they need to pair up Storm Spirit and Clockwork played together because they can kill most of the heroes. What is Storm going for? Kaya, for now, going into Sanj, wants to have a little bit more protection for him. Changes his mind, going for BKB instead.
This is probably what's needed, especially with this Orchid that's going to be coming through from Nothing to Say. You Orchid up that Storm, and I think that's just about it. You're dead. Deep Obs there from the side of Nouns. That was placed there, of course, to potentially help Copy be in this position to farm, but right now X-Nova is the one who's taking that. Despite the fact that they're down a little bit, I still think Yuma's having a decent time.
He's in an okay spot.
There's
Free Manta style. Too. If they can maybe catch Morphling off guard before he gets Manta, still relatively far away from it. Needs Diadem and very expensive recipe.
There's that Orchid.
From IG.
Yeah, still far away out from that Manta. There it is. There's that Orchid coming through and that kill. Nothing to Say has the Orchid. Make sure you can't ball lightning out. You desperately need this BKB now on this Storm. It's looking like Yuma's going to have to put the whole team on his back.
Pretty much. Ob scouted the whole team, and now they're going to smoke. Let's see where they're going to go. If they find X-Nova,
It's not an easy kill.
G2.iG, they're going to be pretty happy about that one. I don't think they want to go for that kill, but we'll get whatever is close to them. Force staff.
Look shot and
Mine.
damage from Yuma, making it look easier than it could have been.
Yeah, and because they already showed 4 heroes in the mid lane immediately, G2.iG, managed by legendary Jack Chen, are going inside the Roche pit and will take it because you have Slaughter, level 2 Corrosive Haze with Morphling, more than enough damage. Sidekick, the lifesteal is there. I feel like every single time Nouns do something on the map, they can't transition that into anything. This time around, it's going to be a tier 1 tower in the mid lane because IG were doing Roche, but
Yeah, so
yeah,
they're
they need something
conceding
bigger.
that. Yeah. Did they get a tier 1 tower last game?
They did one, yeah. Safe lane tower was killed, the only one.
But those are the kind of things that did hurt Nouns later in the game when they were able to, on the side of IG, to TP to tier 1 towers and rotate a little bit easier. So, you know, that tower does fall. Yuma gets credit for that one. But the top tier 2 is in trouble, and they've got this Aegis, and there's no real responses yet. You really need this BKB on Storm. You're just not going to get it.
He turned off Radiance. Monet uses Waveform, and then he turns on the Radiance, tries to kill that range creep with Radiance Burn.
He really wants to just take 1 or 2 CS away from him.
Pretending that he did not want to do it. It's I would not be surprised, because it's JT. He's a big troll.
You just hear Monet complain about the one creep that he doesn't get. JT with a big smile on his face. So, Dragon Scale for the clock. We've seen Lelis do decent work here with the hook shots and the COG combos. Like, he has given them opportunity. 60%, I would have said 100 if I had my guess, but that's always my guess. Oh, haste rune. Uh-oh. Fly? That's not good. Icarus dive away, and he'll be okay. Still working on this Manta, but not desperately needed. Finds Lelis, Cogs, and now needs to run, but Blink, Slither, and Crush in a couple of clicks from Monet means he's already dead.
It's time to kill enemy Tormy, try to steal it, maybe even get one more kill out of it. Monet.
Get one more kill. They might get a bunch more kills.
He's not shifting. They needed some extra backup there if they wanted to go for him.
Nouns disengage, but they're going to try and go in on this. Gunner with the X. Bobica picks up a shard, so he'll have that upgrade on the rebound. Allows you to rebound off enemies. And there's that diadem. TP scroll action. BKB being built here for nothing to say. You know, he's the least farmed core on his team at the moment, but he got that blink early enough. He's got the Orchid. He's already there.
Oh, he carried them the first 15 minutes of the game. He wasn't farming much. Was giving away some of his farm so that JT can farm up his Radiance. And now another Tormentor plus another XP rune available for G2.iG. Seems like it's going to be XP rune for now.
Yeah, they don't have the Morphling there, but the timings are right. That 21-minute timing to get yourself into that Tormentor. They already got the shard on to Bobica on the Marcy. X-Nova always looking to get a shard of his own. There was a shard picked up for the Brewmaster too, and this one will go to X-Nova, so now he's got Sproink. He's happy with that. He already picked up 4 staff with Treads. A little bit of a different build. He went Eternal Shroud Dragonlance in the last game, but he just queued up that Eternal Shroud this time, so...
Playing against Kunkka, playing against Clockwork, you want to have 4 staff as soon as possible to push yourself and allies out of the trouble. Bobica continues to farm up, getting closer to BKB. That's the big timing for position 4 Marcy once you have a BKB available, because they have no abilities that go through debuff immunity other than Supernova, which could easily be taken, and Monet having a nice read there, getting the shift off.
Yeah, the multiple TPs were coming in, Power Ranger style from the side of Nouns, but Monet not even afraid. A little bit of a ball lightning, half mana available for copy. The link is going to be popped. They've got the tidal wave to pull Monet for a second. But wave forming aggressively and turning into this storm.
And Aegis, so he can play super aggressively. And look at his item build. Linken's Manta going into BKB. He's not afraid of buying these defensive items because he's not going to fall off in terms of his damage. He has sidekick, so that's going to give him extra damage, and also corrosive haze. That's why he doesn't need to go for Kanda immediately.
3 defensive items in a row. Rare sight, but one that he is willing to take right now. Tidal Wave not going to hit, so Monet is going to be fine. He's A-okay. Aegis expiring soon, though. Unleash used, and Bobica, I guess, farming with it. Not the longest cooldown, though, so it doesn't really quite matter.
Seems like they want to kill Bobica. He showed in the bottom lane. It's going to be a smoke coming out from Nouns. BKB now available on Yuma. They know Bobica is farming there, but if he manages to finish off his BKB, I think he's going to be more than fine.
This ward getting information,
close to it.
rebounding off of him though, looking for the hook shot, lands it. Cogs to push into Yuma. They've got that Orchid, the stun, the neutrals are there, but he won't survive, and he won't die to neutrals. Those Cogs push Monet for a second. JT is here, and he does have
on the half
primal
HP
split,
already.
so a lot of damage being taken here by JT. He won't even get the split off with BKB being popped by Yuma. They'll go after this Slardar, but he goes in for the moment. They pull him back in, and this is Sunray to kill off, nothing to say. 3 heroes down on the side of IG. This is similar timing to last game when they found a big fight.
Yeah, 20, 24 minutes. They got a rampage last time. Let's see what they can get out of this. JT, he needs to be popping that ulti immediately. If they want to take a fight, he's playing into some real good amount of stuns. He's, first of all, playing into Clockwork, won't be able to get the split off. Playing into Manta, playing into Orchid.
It's a good fight for Nouns.
Not a clean execution. We've seen that in the previous game as well. IG having really big lead, and then 1 kill turns into 2 unnecessary kills on the map.
Yeah, a lot of overconfidence, I would say. Just like, I don't know if it's lack of respect in a fight like that, because you know that JT probably should have popped Primal Split immediately, but they felt like they were just like, ah, yeah, we got this fight. It's easy. We're up so much. And that happened in the last game, too. So BKB finished there for Bobica. Nothing to say. Just needs a little bit more time on to get his, and he'll get a shard afterwards, too. But I think Nouns, like you said, they really don't parlay this into objectives, right? They take that big fight, and I mean, they get the tier 1 bottom, but I want them to get a little bit more out of that, right?
Yeah, for now they managed to kill tier 1 tower mid, tier 1 tower bottom. But that's about it. This time around, they're not too afraid to take it to the late game. We still haven't seen split being used against CK Illusions, because Yuma, most of the time, one of the reasons why he's so farmed is he's not saving it every single time it's off cooldown, uses it, continues to farm up. But the spell mechanic from Brewmaster almost instantly kills off CK Illusions. They're now a bit too tanky with Armlet and Reaver, so some HP will be left.
Yuma also, this game compared to the last, in a spot where he can fight and feel effective. There were so many fights in the last game that he didn't quite have the farm, and not only that, the fights, he tried to lay down a Wukong's, and immediately they'd just take it from in that circle to out. Especially with like an RP and a skewer away. Roche, a short timer. It's like 30 seconds. So if Nouns take another good fight, which they might right here, hook shot Cogs
BKB
around.
just got delivered.
BKB gets delivered, but they go to the Supernova. Do they have the right clicks to pop this egg? It looks like they will.
And
the
the
save
Force
almost
Staff.
dies, but the Force Staff saves him. They look and get the kill on a Fly Gunner as well as Lelis, and they'll TP the rest out.
Oh, what a timing. That Courier, I don't think he could have asked for anything better. Courier delivered it when he got initiated on, completes his BKB, and is not in the backpack. So, yeah, having that Ogre Axe and immediately getting a BKB avatar. And now pushing the high ground, 20 seconds without Kunkka. Will pop the glyph immediately.
Complete change in pace.
This is
right
also
there.
a fight without Storm Spirit. I think Copy needs to be there. Would make a lot of difference. Extra disable.
Yeah, would have had that Vortex, maybe been able to ball lightning over, nothing to say, and get that kill. because he walked out of that with a sliver of health. So Roche is top. Rocket Flare just spot this. They do have that.
They're not fast enough. And Roshan just dies way too quickly, so they're not going to contest it.
Ooh. That is very fast. Egg positioning could have been a little bit better, but I think that in a fight like that, you thought that maybe Nothing to Say is going to die. The fight position changes a little bit, but because he gets that BKB, he survives a little bit longer. Monet's able to make that shift down towards that fight.
Yeah.
And
Also
then go to the egg.
Nice rocket from Lilith. Scouts Roshan and then immediately scouts multiple people are rotating through the twin gate, so they know exactly where G2.iG are playing right now. Morphling going for Conda, pretty standard build, new shotgun build.
It's the new tech. Shotgun has been changed.
Yeah, ever since the change to how E-Blade works, Morphling doesn't buy it anymore.
Back in the day of E-Blade, shotgun build, when you were there for a second and then weren't. This one's a little bit more survivable, I would say. But only a little bit.
This one's also easier to execute. You need to click one button
instead of two. It's half as easy. They were looking bottom for a second. They had Enchantress nearby. Torrent back to the lands, and they'll be okay for now. They were trying to break the high ground over mid. They had glyphed before, and then they went back to get that Roche, so they're working with an Aegis on this Morphling for 3.5 minutes, and Cheese on Nothing to Say. Definitely the one who wants to be holding it, considering the last fight where he almost died. You need to Cheese there, and then you just clean up the rest. So tier 2 tower. Ellis looking for positioning, maybe to jump in. But again, Copy not near the fight. He was pushing bottom, cutting the creep wave. Now we finally TP's back. Still that Eternal Shroud being built. That Force Staff, though, that you talked about, wanting it for the cogs, so important for Nothing to Say surviving.
It was crucial in that fight, which does allow him to get another item. Has Wind Waker queued up. Slaughter this time around, no Aghanim Scepter. Maybe thinking, all right, we're going to get that from third Roche. Don't want to invest my gold into it. Yuma, ready to jump. Can he get a BKB off? Yes, he can.
Yeah, he can, and they'll hook shot. Oh, the three-man Slither and Crush coming in for Nothing to Say, but they're going to have the right-click damage coming up from Yuma. They go to the Electric Vortex from Monet on the Copy. He had morphed into the Storm. They go after Lelis. They have the damage with the right-click coming up for Nothing to Say. The Supernova is on the back lines. Torrent Storm is used. Ball Lightning looking for something. They'll get the kill to X-Nova, but is it really worth it? They need to start to back away with nothing really left on the side of Nouns in terms of abilities. They're going forward. Three-man Slither and Crush again. They've gotten that Void Panda that pulls back Yuma. Now they're going with the rebound, the dispose, the Torrent up in the air, but it looks like they'll still get this kill. He doesn't have buyback. 65 seconds without that CK.
CK did well. He's super tanky in the front lines, but Brewmaster deals with those illusions pretty heavily. They almost instantly die. Yeah, 6,000 damage coming out from Yuma in the previous fight. But yeah, the rest of the team doesn't deal as much damage. They are tanky with the ship buff and also Sunray behind them. But now, only left with one glyph.
Ball Lightning in.
Oh, he got the kill.
Uh-oh. Hold away.
Okay.
So this will be at least the melee box. Looking like it's going to be the full set. Ball Lightning again. Vortex has the X on him. He's fine. They shifting completely, and they're out for free.
What do you call when Kunkka uses X mark on Enchantress? X-Nova. So they're gonna go for Tormy. Still one available. Morphling is the only one who doesn't have it, and he's going in.
Lelis. Jesus. Monet, no fear.
Mercy.
He still has himself an Aegis. They are just going to get the kill on Lelis. Ball Lightning over from Copy with the BKB, but he ends up dying to Bobica. They go and get the double kill as Fly ends up dying. Ghost Ship coming through. They've got the X. They'll pull back Bobica. Now Now they're going to pull him in with the tidal wave. They're still trying to get the kill on a Bobica. They'll finally finish off the Marcy, but the wave forward looking after Yuma. Monet doesn't have a lot of mana. They'll buy back on Fly. X onto JT. Gets pulled back into a Torrent, but he does have Primal Split if need be. If need be, or if need want. There is that Aegis expiring, so regenning all the way back up to full health, full mana. We've got that Void Panda to pull in Yuma. They'll stun with the Earth Panda, Blink, Slither, and Crush. Now the silence, the right clicks. It's not going to matter with the Supernova. They'll get the kill, the hook shot now with the Supernova. They're trying to get the pop. It'll go off. Fly, Lelis, as well as Gunner trying to hold on to this game. JT Monet, nothing to say, will back away for the moment. They'll work on this set of racks and get it.
Yuma not having a buyback there. There is no tier 3 tower in the top lane. Tier 2, sorry, so they can go and get mega creeps. Even with Sunray healing him, it was still not enough. This level 3 Corrosive Haze. Right-click damage Conda from Morphling, because you see Adaptive Strike flying, and if you don't pop a BKB immediately, you're half, I'm not going to say half HP of CK, but well, 1/3 is gone.
Yeah, it's not easy.
And one more fight left in the tank. If they lose that fight, that's double Gs.
Copy.
See the amount of damage, 1,000 plus.
Hook shot onto the Marcy, balling in, but they're both stuck in the cogs for a second. Balling once again, they get the kill on a Gunner. They're going to look over as Bobica is unleashing onto the side of Nouns. They get the kill on Lelis. They'll buy back on Gunner, but it's mega creeps for the side of IG. G2.iG trying to finish this one off. Yuma TPing in with the BKB, but it's not going to matter. Look at the damage coming out. Copy ends up dead. They go to the Ghost Ship. They've got the Void Panda, but he'll X back to the spot where he was. Impetus shot. There's Gunner dying. Yuma trying to stand his ground with the helpless Fly. Sunray right clicks, the bashes, the damage, the kill. Yuma's gone. GG is called. G2.iG will take the series 2-0 over Nouns.
They made it look easy. Nouns didn't get the chance to play Dota. Like in the whole series, they had a couple of good moves, but that's about it. G2.iG, managed by legendary Venomancer player Jack.